Hi, I'm Daisy with the Valley Wedding Pages, and thank you for joining us on this next episode of the Valley Wedding Pages show. Today we have a special guest. We have Indie Image Photography, which they will give us some tips and insight about photography. Hi, well, welcome to the Valley Wedding Pages show. Thank you for joining us on this next episode. On this episode, of course, we always want to give the bride some information about who you are and also some tips. So to start off, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Samantha. This is my husband Edgar, and we're with Indie Image Photography. So we're very, very excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for having us. And we're, again, very excited to just be here and get to tell you and also our brides a little bit more about Indie Image Photography.
How would you describe your photography style? Because I've seen a lot of photographers, they have a different style. When I used to do wedding planning, a lot of my brides had different looks. So we had to find a photographer that would meet that. So how would you describe your aesthetics and your style?
Part of our style is actually in our name, so Indie Image Photography. That's the style that we love and we love doing, which is indie. So it's very different than what you see commonly. So definitely we recommend that you check out like the indie style. It's very moody, very intimate, more romantic than the traditional photography style.
So one thing that makes us very different is that we do not work by hours. We actually work all day for the bride and groom. And this helps a lot for the bride. Reason is because we can see how it's been very difficult for them to go by hours, because we want them to know that it's their wedding day, right? It's not ours, it's their wedding day. So that's why we make sure that we're there for them at that time of the wedding day.
So if the bride says, we're getting ready at 5 in the morning, I need some shots at 5 in the morning, will y'all be there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Please don't do that to us, but we will be there, yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
Wow, okay. And then how would you describe your consultations, the experience when somebody goes and, I don't know, maybe gives you a call right away?
So a big part of what we do is actually the consultation. And so it's a very important step that we definitely recommend all brides to do, is to meet with your vendors. So make a list of the vendors that you really want for your wedding day and meet with them personally. So one thing that we always recommend is that they come prepared. So have a list of questions that they might have regarding photography or anything else regarding the wedding day. Come also prepared with the style that they like. You mentioned before about how there's different styles of photography. So once they have that pinpointed what kind of photos they would love for their wedding day, that makes our job a lot easier.
One thing I would advise for all the brides is to ask the photographer or us, is like, may I see a full wedding day of an album? That way I can see a clear picture of how everything goes on that wedding day.
Something else that we also recommend is, again, how he mentioned, to see a full wedding day for each photographer, even several weddings. Ask if they shot at your venue before. We already have a venue as well. That will give you a better idea of what your pictures will actually look like. And just don't be afraid to ask questions.
What about engagements? They're very popular, and a lot of couples, they want to do an engagement shoot so they can do save the dates. Let's give the couples some tips on engagements. What do they need to look for, ask for, or investigate?
Part of that first appointment that we make with them, we also touch base on not just the wedding day, but also the engagement session, if it's something that they're interested in. We do recommend that you do an engagement session, like you mentioned, for save the date, invitations, but also just to get to work with the photographer and see if you connect. See if you like. It'll give you a really good, feel for what the wedding day will be like, and it's very important that you get someone that you're comfortable with.
Another point that we like to give out to the bride and groom is also that since we actually work all day on the wedding day, we actually work all day even for the engagement session as well. So this gives them more comfortable time to be able to decide where the locations they want to do. And also because we know engagement sessions can be really rough, especially if they're only 2 or an hour session. So that's one thing that we help with our bride and groom, making sure that they have a full day with the engagement session.
Something else that we also recommend for our clients is to keep in mind sunset time. And so again, in that first appointment, we make sure that we check sunset time for the engagement session as well, the month that they have in mind for that, but also even the wedding day. And so I think that's something that a lot of our brides, it's really easy to forget.
Yes.
You know, what time is sunset time? Keep that natural light in mind for your pictures. And so we always like to keep that in mind, remind them of how important that is, and we base off the engagement session accordingly to the sunset time as well.
And now we're hitting the day of. So on the day of, I mean, a lot of things go on the day of. What would you say would be the most important part of a bride in order for her to have a stress-free event, or for her not to worry about, okay, is the photographer doing the shots that they're supposed to be doing?
One thing that will really, really help them is the fact that we will be there all day. But having a specific checklist maybe, or some pictures in mind of specific shots that they do want for their wedding day will help us a lot. But also preparation. Preparation is a really, really big portion of it. And so we always recommend that they have a planner that will really, really help take care of all the extra stress that a wedding comes with, and just to really prepare their wedding day. And so about a week before the wedding day, we do ask for a schedule. So again, we work all day, but just having a schedule helps us know what's coming up next, us to be prepared, and we're able to get the shots that they want.
Another thing that we like for the bride and grooms also to remember is to have a checklist or everything ready for the morning prep as well, when it comes to the dress, to have the earrings, accessories, all those things to have ready for the morning. That way we can be prepared to take photos of those things.
Also, something that we really love doing is, aside from the photography, we love being there for our couples as well. And so something that we really enjoy is just helping them out with whatever they may need help with. And so Edgar could be taking a picture, and I'll just be, helping them pose, fixing her dress, just if she needs me to run an errand real quick. It's something that, it's not in our job description, but it's something that we really enjoy doing, and we love helping out as well.
You go above and beyond too. Now, let's talk about after the wedding. I've heard stories where brides don't get their pictures until a year after. But with you, what is your experience? What is your process? What should a bride and a groom expect after the wedding?
Yes, we can definitely understand that situation where photos they have to wait about a year, or maybe even months. But actually, for us, for indie image photography, starting this year, 2020, we're actually providing all our brides their photos a week after their wedding.
Wow, and how do you do that? Is that a secret?
A lot of sleepless nights. That's what it is. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, once they see their pictures, what's the next process? What do they do?
So according to their package, they have a list of products that they will be getting. And so once they receive their pictures, the next thing from there is for them to choose all of the photos that they want. So we give them a little bit of homework. It's not too much, don't worry. But they're able to choose the pictures they love for all of their items, and that would probably be the next step for them to make that list of photos that they want for each of their products, and then we take it from there.
And now, when we're talking about products, can you tell us something about your products? How would you describe your products?
So our products, I think just the fact that they are able to customize to each of our couples is something that we really love, something that our couples really love. And so, for example, in our package, they get a printout of the picture they love most, an album book. The last thing we want to do is to make an album book with pictures of people that they don't even know, or things like that. And so that's why we give them that homework. That's why our products are different from the rest, because it's all customized and tailored to each of the couples.
Also, another thing about our products is that they're great, high quality products for them to keep at home. They can keep it at their shelves, they can keep it at their coffee table as well. And as well as for the flash drives as well, they're long lasting products that can last forever.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this next episode of the Valley Wedding Pages. Can you let everybody know how they can find you on social media and reach you by phone?
So feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. We're under indie.image, on Facebook under Indie Image Photography. And you can also call or text anytime, any day to 956-207-9106.
Now, if the brides and grooms, if they share this video on Facebook, what do they get?
And so we do appreciate you watching and also sharing with your friends and family. And so we do want to offer a $100 discount off of whatever package, including our 2020 special, just for sharing this video.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Valley Wedding Pages show, where we're bringing brides and businesses together. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And remember, if you share this video, you'll be getting a special promotion from Indie Image Photography. See you next time.